Hello, Berwick people. Sorry, I'm trying to prop my phone up here so that you can see me. I'm picking lobsters for a dinner party that I'm having tonight. Where do my utensils go? And I thought that I would talk a little bit about something that I wanted to talk about, and I was talking to code enforcement this week about. And so it's something in Berwick, and in Berwick we have, through like 10 plus years of polling the town, we have identified that we've got an issue with elderly housing. And honestly, we probably have an issue with more than elderly housing, but elderly housing is what made me start to think of this in the first place. And then I thought, well, this really could work for anybody. And that is, this is my trick for picking lobsters. I use a chopstick. I find it to be very easy. There. So, in Berwick, in almost every zone, so if you are in R1, R2, R3, or CI, you can have an owner-occupied dwelling, basically an owner-occupied apartment on your property. It has to be attached to the principal structure, but that's a permitted use. So that's something that you don't have to go to the planning board for. You literally just go to the code enforcement officer. And so my thought on this is that, so anybody, I mean, unless it's in your deed that you can't have this, that's the only thing that would really stop you, but zoning isn't stopping you. So anybody could have I hate this part. Anybody could have an owner-occupied apartment. And so I'm actually helping somebody, a client right now, do this. And the rules are that, so you could rent out, like let's say you're an elderly person and you want to stay in town. We definitely have a lack of elderly housing around here. And a lot of people want to age in place. You can have, let's say you have a cape with a nice garage. You can have something built. You could have your garage converted into an apartment, so it's all one level living. You could have an apartment added to the side of it, as long as you're within your setbacks. That's really the only limitation with this. As long as you're in R1, R2, R3, or the CI district, and you're within your setbacks, you can do that. The rules are that, so this is why it makes sense, is because rentals are so high. You could have the apartment made for you as your, living space needs get smaller, and then you could rent out your house. So rentals around here, I mean, you can rent out a full house for $2,500 a month. So if you rented out your house but maintained your little apartment, that would probably more than pay for it. And most people that are looking to downsize have their mortgages paid off or are really close to it. So I thought that was a good solution. It's a solution that anybody can do in any of those zones. Do you guys pick out all these little legs and everything? Like, I don't know. I'm a Florida girl at heart, and I just can't be doing all of this. I get rid of that. But anyway, I think that's a viable solution. There's a company called Great Northern Builders. They're right in South Berwick, and they are amazing with doing aging in place rebuilds, refits, retrofits, whatever you want to call them. So they actually will come to the house and make it so that it's going to be accessible as you get older, which is a big concern for people. So that's my idea. It's something that, if you've got your house mostly paid off and you do want to age in place, you could potentially, collect income from making your house a rental. You could refinance it and build on an owner-occupied, $3,000 a month, Karen, for a house in Dover. Yeah, I mean, houses here are going for like $2,500. A full house in Berwick, $2,500 a month. You could build a little owner-occupied apartment for, I don't know how much it would cost. I'm not quoting that. But seriously, call Great Northern. They come out and do estimates. They're really good. I'm sure there's a lot of builders around here. I know everybody's really busy. But it's just a solution that you may not have thought of. And we kind of are in a little bit of a housing crisis. And I'm speaking specifically for Berwick, but there's other towns that I'm sure have similar rules, and it's very easy to find out. If you are, oh, I just threw that little piece of meat in the garbage instead of in the bowl. But if you're interested in finding out, and because you don't know for your town, you can send me a message on here, and I will be happy to find that out for you. It's not very difficult to find out. So anyway, that's it. I'm having a dinner party tonight, and I don't want my guests to have to shell their lobsters. So here am I at 8 o'clock in the morning, shelling out 10 lobsters. Any questions related to planning board or real estate, please send me a message right on Facebook. I get a lot of messages, and I love it. I'm super, super responsive, and you guys know that. If you've ever sent me a message, I respond, or an email, I respond immediately. If nothing else, I am responsive. So that's all. Now I have lobster hands that I gotta finish this with.